forcing you.
So,
So far
okay,
I've been
we're doing a
teaching.
code review. Let me start from the beginning. UFO is the name of the array. We already assigned the array here
Yeah,
with variable.
quite literally the name of the array object. Yeah.
Right. The big thing about the equal sign, I always think it's the equal sign. It's not. It is the
Assignment
assignment
operator.
operator.
It's an
Great.
operator.
Because you probably didn't hear us record the first time.
Yeah, and
All these
that's those things, those
Yeah?
parentheses,
Yeah.
that's actually also an operator. It's just called an array assignment operator, I
Okay,
think.
so the bracket thingies are
Maybe it's
array.
not. Yeah, maybe the brackets aren't called an operator, but just some array access thingy.
Okay.
But you can think of it as an operator, I
Right.
guess.
And we have a one-dimensional array, so we have only 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah,
That's why
that's
you don't have
actually correct.
X,
Good job.
Y, or
Okay.
Z. All right, the equal sign is an assignment operator. The money sign is the get node. It's short for get node. So technically,
Exactly.
I could type get node, right, instead of money sign in each one. That might be horrendous. I could do that later. Then we have basically all this stuff is just telling which node it needs
That's
to
a
go
string
to.
literal, yeah.
A string literal, okay. And then AI check is just the .ai check is going to run the function.
That's the function call, yeah.
Function call. Okay. All right. We have
actually dot is an array, is an object access operator.
Okay, dot is an
something like that. Property access. Yeah, dot is its own operator.
Okay.
It's allowing you to modify the data. So your get node returns a node, a literal object that is a node, and that object contains properties and functions. So dot is used as an object access modifier, I guess, operator, not modifier.
Okay.
And then then you can call a function on that object, which is AI check.
Okay.
Anyways,
okay, cool.
So sorry,
and
keep
then
going.
we get to the bottom. We make the variable here. We make a new variable. We put the brackets. This was basically saying this is an array because of the brackets. Again, the equal sign is a sign value. Not equal means equals itself, right? I just want to make sure.
That's the equality operator.
So equal is the equality operator. Okay.
Yeah, one thing to think about it is assignment operator. It only takes in one value, and it returns that value into the left thing.
Okay.
So, but a equality operator actually takes two inputs on each side of itself, and then it returns one value.
Okay, and then we have the for ID and range. Okay, for what is for? It's a loop, right?
A loop. Yes.
Okay,
it's
so
a loop.
this is a for.
It's meant to repeatedly call lines 21 to 23, 22 over and over and over again.
Okay. So that's ID and range UFO.size. Great. Then we have it if UFO ID.size. Okay, so size is the size of the array is less than, no, greater than 0. Then you check the zone. Then if this, then zones with enemy dot append ID. What we're appending is the array data, correct?
No, a number.
What append? Yeah, but
so let me explain what the range does. Range function in line 20. Range function in line 20.
Yeah, no. But the idea is these numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Well, yes, but it's just appending the ID basically.
So don't call this
ID
data.
is just a number 0, 1, 2, and 3. The ID is an integer.
Well, in this case, it's a number between 0 and 8, right?
Whatever the UFO array size, yes.
So yeah. Okay. All right.
0 and.
Okay. Then we have the var random enemy zone equals zone with enemies. And then wow.
Okay, wait now. Stop now. Just a second. Zone with enemies is an array, right?
Yes.
So okay. So what these are array access modifiers, operator. These squiggly wiggles, the parentheses, before random integer, randi, in that line.
Okay.
That's an array access modifier that accesses the operator. That's an array access operator that accesses the array in member by its index.
Okay.
So the whole thing, rand I up until size, that just resolves to a single integer.
Okay.
but that
Yeah.
that integer is actually the from, you know, that integer is from 0, has a range of from 0 to the size of the zone of the array, zones with enemies. Anyways, so it's going to return from 0 to 1 to 3. Now that you have, for example, the first index of the zones with enemies array, when you actually access that member of the array, you're going to get the ID back. And it's going to get stored to the left into the random enemy zone because of the equal sign.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Okay, do you
Yes.
need me to repeat that?
No, I got it. I actually go ahead, repeat
Okay.
it one more time.
Yeah, okay, so look what we're doing on the left side, variable random enemy zone. We're declaring a integer actually. We don't, it doesn't say it, but it is, because you can understand it from the right side if you understand every line above. Anyways, so we are declaring a random enemy zone and we are immediately assigning it a number.
I got it. That makes sense.
Equal sign. You see the equal sign. Okay, that's one number. That's the number of the index of the array. But the array members themselves are also integers or
Right.
zones with enemies.
Got it.
That contains IDs.
With the append,
But
I
those
understand it. That's why
but
it's
those
appending those
IDs are
IDs.
indexed from number 0 to whatever.
Okay.
But ID can be almost any number. It's like, you know, it's another index of a different array, but whatever, of the UFO array, but whatever. So
Wow.
essentially, you're literally zones with enemies access position 0, and that's gonna return the first ID, which might be 3 or might be 5, doesn't matter.
Okay.
So, and anyway, random enemy zone now becomes the ID, which is ID is actually the UFO arrays index. So the number from 0 to 8. And then these numbers indexes UFO array indexes from 0 to 8. UFO array is an array of objects. AI check returns, you know, remember the return keyword?
Yeah.
Out of functions.
Right.
So AI check returns an object. No, it returns another fucking array. It contains 2 objects that actually are the nodes of the enemies. Actually, not 2 objects. However many enemies there are, it will return that many enemies in that zone as objects, as node objects. So it's an array of enemies, of enemy nodes. So array inside of an array inside of an array, something like that.
Yeah.
Funny.
Why did we go
Funny.
this? Wow. I mean, it works. This like really went kind of hard there.
Yeah, this is how you have to think. You know, if you have a list of enemies, that's or a list of anything, numbers and enemies, anything, that's an array. That's how you think in programming.
Okay.
So if you need one integer, that's a variable integer. You know, if you need one object, that's a variable name of the object. But if you need an array of integers, then you create an array like this in line 19, and then you create. Anyways, I'm talking too much.
Okay. Okay. So we go from here. Var path get node, combat zone, which we don't put the number here, even though the zones have numbers. But then we add the string.
No, but we are. Yeah, we are adding this. We are actually forcing that node, that string to have a number at the end of it because of the plus.
With the str and then having brackets, adding one zone.
So plus is actually not a mathematical function here. It's actually the concatenation operator for string. It concatenates 2 strings. That means it adds one string behind the other one.
Okay. And then we have
so that's not a mathematical operation. Plus. That's a string concatenation operation.
So it's just easier to adding one each time.
No,
interesting.
No, it's concatenating a string. That's why it has to be a string. You see, on the right.
I get it. Because if it was only one, that wouldn't make any sense. I understand. Okay.
Well, to their route, other languages will allow you to automatically convert a number integer one to a string one, and then perform concatenation, not plus, not addition, but to perform concatenation because it's a string here. So languages are funny like that, programming languages. We used, you would have to write a function call to append two strings together. That gets really annoying very fast. So programmers do add these shortcuts into languages like the $sign. So you're literally using a shortcut in line 24 instead of writing a function name. The plus concatenation, the plus thingy. That's a concatenation operator. So it's similar to the $operator. There is no difference in what they're doing. It's rewriting a function call into a plus or a $.
Okay. I get the arrays of
That's
arrays,
fine.
but I thought UFO array was a one-dimensional array because we only
It
defined
is, but it's containing inside of it references to more arrays.
that makes it two-dimensional. That's the why.
Yeah, well, kind of, yeah.
Yeah, see what I mean? Like
Kind of.
that, I wouldn't want to say it like that because we didn't define an x and y variable for it to be a 2D array. That's my
Yeah,
understanding of arrays.
but it is effect. This is how most languages do it, because it's just too complicated to code it with a two-dimensional array. It's the same kind of, if that makes sense.
Well, I mean, I get it. I mean, I don't want to go as far as talking about matrices and potentially three-dimensional arrays, because if we, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's like I've done that stuff in math.
Yeah. It's too limiting, actually. No, never mind. I mean, yeah, let's not go into that. But whatever. So check zone wants a single array that contains nodes, and
Okay.
those nodes happen to be enemy objects, and those nodes happen to be enemies,
Yeah, fantastic.
right?
Yes, I
So
am not.
okay.
I know what it does. I don't think of it in those terms. Like I just know I can
Yes,
just
I
read.
know, but I know, but I'm teaching you now how to start thinking in those terms because it's about time.
You know what I mean? Because I'm getting this idea. Like I see path here. It's defined here in
Yeah,
column.
so what is
Right?
path? Yeah, okay, wait. What is path? That variable is actually wrongly named. What is path? What type is it?
What do you mean? What type is path? Path is
Yeah, what's path? Is it a
it's a
string?
variable. I wait. It says
Okay,
var right
no,
here.
but every variable has a type. And the
Now
type
I
can
didn't
be
know
integer,
that. I just
float.
thought every. Oh well, it's definitely it's not an array variable.
Yep, that's
Not
correct. It's
an
not an
array
array. Okay,
variable.
let's keep going. Is it an integer?
No, it's a string variable.
No, it's not.
It's not a string variable. Well, it's not an
It's
integer
literally
variable.
telling you. It's literally telling you in the name what it returns.
It gets the node. It's a get node variable.
Yes, that's a node object. Yeah, you know what nodes are in Godot?
I would hope so. They're objects.
Yeah, it's that thing in the left on the scenes. It's returning that. Yeah, those are objects. Yeah,
Okay.
creating the string. So get node returns an object. So path is path variable. Is it actually a path string? Isn't it?
Path
It
variable.
should be renamed. Can you give me a new name for that variable?
Object.
Yeah, that's actually decent enough. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah. The only problem is, don't we have object hard coded in Godot?
No,
No. Okay. Because I
it's
see this
with
thing
big
called with a
O.
big O.
Yeah,
Okay.
big O. That's a class. That's
Well, I
something
don't think
else.
I. So I mean, I don't want to necessarily call it object. Random enemy
Okay,
zone's
fine.
good. I'm trying to think of something else to call this. Like, what's this variable actually doing in here?
That's a node, remember.
I
That's
know I
the
get it. I get it.
combat zone node.
But I'm trying to think of another because like that's how we name our things based on like the thing that we're programming. So I'm trying to think what's another
Yeah,
name
that's
for
the
this.
manipulated node, whatever you want to call it. It's a zone, sorry.
This
It
is
is a
zone.
zone node.
So
It literally is.
zone object.
Yeah, yeah. The zone that we are going to fuck around with. Yeah, that's actually good. Zone object, yeah. but specifies it really well.
Okay, great. Well, this has been long. We've just talked about the code with the function.
Yep.
I'm pressing the stop record button. I hope anyone else who watches enjoyed this. Us talking about programming.